Wednesday at what time? At 10 a.m. on Wednesdays?
1 o'clock.
I'm sorry, 1
1
o'clock.
o'clock.
So 1300.
Yeah. You can't check in unless you're with EFC, but
They'll probably check in.
he'll check in. They check in all of the state EFCs.
Okay.
And he'll get his call.
They probably get the EOC.
Yeah, he'll get the EFC call. His call as well. Okay. So I'll try to get that for you tomorrow. Unless Miller.
Shut up. Great. Right, so we already have the replacement antenna still in the box up on the bridge, ready to install. Because the station master antenna that's up there is a very durable antenna, but the service life on it is at most 15 years. And it's very close to that 15-year mark, and they're known, especially in severe condition environments, for having like grounding problems on the center driven unit. And so I thought, well, we already have the new antenna. Go on, install it, bring that antenna down, or we can just leave it there as a backup. Suggestion.
No, sorry, going back to the last topic, he is taken for QCF.
QCF, okay.
And his license on December of 2018.
Oh, okay.
So
3 years, that's fine. Is he
he's technician class.
tech class? Okay. Does he have an email contact in QRZ? All right, you're in charge of looking him up on QRZ. All right, so that's the right. There was questions whether I wanted to bring the station master down or just leave it there in case something pops. And,
Do we need the brackets or we just do the coax over?
that's from what I understand. I don't know if the drone footage would actually help us, the bin shot, but I'm thinking that it came with its own bracketing.
So maybe just put a cap on the bottom of the.
I would think you want to do antennas in 19 inches because
No, we'll need to secure it inside the bridge, the radio room. Yeah.
bring it down or leave it up there. Left it up there, we could use for backup there.
Leave it up there.
Right?
Yeah, it's 18 feet tall.
No,
It's pretty tall.
18 feet tall. It's 18 feet tall.
that's 2-piece antenna.
No, one piece is in.
The box is only about 7 foot tall.
I don't know how old it is.
Old.
The station master is every bit as tall as a Diamond 510. It's not.
About that big around the place.
Yeah, it's a honking big.
I think that
antenna.
is perfectly fine. I personally don't think it needs to be replaced at all. I think what happened, one of the ground radials was bent up and almost touching fiberglass back with the.
Yeah, that's what we saw with the drone, right?
I really think someone, yeah, so when I flew up there, I was supposed to look at that. And I don't know what bent it, I don't know if wind bent it or hail or what. I really think if someone just climbs up there, reaches up there, and goes like that with it, while a perfectly working antenna. I think that's gonna be too much work to do in one day. I want that feature up there small enough. Maybe, I think we should at least try to pull that radial down away from the.
Okay.
Radiating element. Give it a try, see how it performs. And then make another trip.
There's no question about the antenna working flat up there we are right now.
There you go.
The reason we're replacing it is because of the age of it. We don't want corrosion to set in and short out and burn up the new repeater.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah, Daniel's he's correct about it.
Say that as a backup. Do take a light, right? Replace the repeater. Plug in old backup repeater. Or new antenna, or old antenna. Until we come up with something. Now that.
But straightening the element is perfectly fine. I'm just.
And it's working fine. There's no question about that. It's like 1-to-1 SWR. But it's just the age is why we bought the new antenna.
Right. And it doesn't make sense to leave it in the box or bring that in, the new antenna all the way down and have to put it all the way back up there when the,
When we have based on what the expected life is of the station. Are we just going?
no, I was referring anecdotally to the original owner of the antenna, the equipment that's on the bridge. And he pointed
Bill
out,
or whatever?
Hmm?
Bill, I think it's
okay,
the guys that were in the military.
yep, that's him, the one that, the one that, yeah, he was the one that told me that that was the age, was, recommended service interval for our life for those antennas. And I did look up the, station master specs, but I don't have a clear, I don't have anything in print that tells me that 15 years is the most that it's ever gonna last. But I know that it's the tallest thing in the city of Jacksonville, and it's undoubtedly taken, even though it's very well grounded, it's undoubtedly taken its share of hits.
Okay.
And that with the brackish and salt environment cannot be considered new any longer. And if I'm gonna go all the way up there to replace the repeater, I'm not gonna stand the chance of the antenna ruining the new repeater.
So if we mount the new antenna on the opposite corner, then that will be probably 12 feet away horizontally. So it's not
Well,
gonna
there's
be like-
railing there to mount it, you're right, and it's definitely a shorter antenna, it's shorter and it's probably what, 6 inches in diameter?
3.5 inches.
I'm sorry, it's at least 4 inches in diameter, but it's not more than 6 feet tall, so it's not as wimpy as a taller antenna would be. So it won't suffer the same wind load characteristics of a taller antenna. 'Cause, I mean, even a DB 224 is gonna sway. In fact, remember the pictures that I took the last time we were up on the bridge. There was a DB 224 up there, and it looked like it had been beaten to a pulp. And the last antenna that we had on the 7.6 side, the wind just ripped it completely loose from its bracket, and the mast disappeared. The only thing that was left was the connector.
You're
Underneath.
saying maybe leave it up and not more 12 feet away.
Is that far enough to 12 feet?
Especially considering.
I don't know what the distance, it'll be inactive, yeah.
The only thing about that, you'll have out elements. which is not-
Sitting out there getting corroded, right? Yeah.
I don't
So,
think you could physically hit it with that. I don't think it's enough room to angle along and settle like that.
to get it over the hand, you're talking about the rail itself?
There's plenty of room. That room is like this room. You just gotta get through the door, but through the door, there's.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that would impede it would be the catwalk handrail. But even then,
You just do lower down.
yes.
You go and do it the second day, take it down. If you did want to bring it down, it's there for upgrade.
I'm not getting any younger, and I'm counting the number of times I can actually make it up the bridge on one hand or one finger. Just ask my orthopedist, right? Like, yeah, you're 60 years old. Tell me about it. I meet my mortality every morning. I sound like a cereal commercial, snap, crackle, and pop. Well, get your gear on and head to the bridge with me, Billy. Let's go. Hey, once you're halfway up, you kind of lose the whole fear of sudden deceleration. Once you're more than 100 feet up, I mean, it doesn't matter how far you fall, you're just as gone.
Don't fall.
You just have a little longer to think about it. About 2 more seconds. And about 10 more miles an hour. Anyway, Field Day, National Field Day is coming up 26th through 27th. I think you can start transmitting as early as what, noon on Friday?
Somewhat early, it's based on GM's.
GMT. Okay. All right. And we're gonna splash it out over our Facebook page, our web page, I'm using Rajesh's connections with No Forest for the app called Meetup. It's a mobile app that you can send out meeting reminders and notices with, and people can actually look it up. You know, they may not even know what our call sign is, our website, how you people find us on Facebook. They can go to that app and type in ham radio. It'll populate every group that's associated with amateur radio that uses that app, and then they can drill down and find us. We've actually had a couple people go, oh, hey, I didn't know you guys were even in Jacksonville. Very well kept secret. Anyway, I'm splitting the cost with him out of just myself, because I thought it'd be a great way to people to connect with more people. And it's an experiment, you know, if we try it and, you know, and we only have one person that finds us, then okay, we'll let it go. But those types of apps are a growing way that people find groups of interest to them and keep up with our activities, in addition to regular emails and e-blasts and Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff.
Everybody can support that and share that.
Sure. Hey, thought it was like say that again.
Is there any way with that app, talk about we can support that or download that app, share that, help with it in any way or promote the events?
Yeah, you can share it to your personal page. You can share it to anything.
Yeah, you just join the group.
I'll add it to the. I think we can, if I'm not wrong, we can add it to as a link to both the website and the Facebook page, and they can just hop on it and join that one.
And they also push notifications out, all the members, and they're also cross-referenced by not necessarily just your group, but there's several groups that are in that field of interest.
Yes.
So it's not just,
It's just getting our name out there and giving people more options to follow. I know some people just don't Facebook. Don't do it. It's not my thing. Well,
we sharing this site with no parties.
no. We're under the agreement, you can have up to 3 separate groups under one account. Thank you. I was stuttering for a minute. So we're one of the 3 available groups, and Rajesh and I are co-hosts of it, so we can go in and post it.
Field day, this site.
What again? Oh, Field Day. Field Day is just anyone that wants to show up. We're gonna advertise, as I was saying, we're gonna advertise it through our venues, our avenues.
Is no parties field day also here?
So far as from what I understand through Roger and through Todd, that yes, they're still the church is still giving us permission, that the wires are still up, the hoist antennas, dipoles and everything. And a canteen truck, fantastic. We'll have to support that very much. Yeah. It's through the Salvation Army.
Right.
We did the dinner.
Well, that's perfect because we support the Salvation Army through the gift program at Christmas time. It's a great way to keep that connection.
I would recommend you get with Roger just if you're adding head count, because I know how many people they're expecting to feed.
Right. So that's another good thing about Meetup is you can say, you know, I'm going, I'm not going, and it's a way to RSVP without having to keep another list of to try to mail merge and keep track of. Anyway, you were asking specifically about Meetup or what for being able to promote it?
Yeah, you answered.
Okay, I just want to make sure I answered your question. Okay. Send it over talk stuff. Sorry about that.
Avatar on the website has been updated to show his call.
You're now W1JJK instead of KF4EOK on the website. You had an alter ego going on for a little while, avatar on the website.
Sorry, like something on Google.
Yeah.
Also, I took off the promotion for the membership.
Right, since that expired. Yeah.
I just put a note.
We're scheduled to have another director meeting this month anyway. We're overdue anyway. And I'm sure we'll be talking about whether to repeat that or try something else. I've been getting testing results from Laurel VE for the last year and a half, 2 years. And we've been doing email captures for each of the accounts in there. And this is a new subject, but I've wanted to reach out to them once they get their call sign, to congratulate them on their call sign once they're in QRZ. It usually only takes, what, a couple of days? Is that right, Jim?
It's often that same night number.
It could be even that night, yeah, on a weekend.
It's sometimes amazing, but I'm not certain it can't be done on a weekend, but I know it's often done. Rajesh or Willie will transmit it to the district coordinator guy, airline pilot. He's, available type thing. He pumps it in and goes into the system.
Okay.
And it's been the same night sometimes.
Wow. Okay. Well, the whole purpose is to establish that point of contact with the new hams so they don't just disappear into the woodwork and nobody ever knows what happens. And because when I tallied up all of the new hams retests, upgrades, and everything like that, it's numbers in the hundreds. And I'm not hearing them on the 200 more people on the radio. So, and unless they're all in a bunker somewhere, I want to reach out to them and give them the opportunity to meet us and to get to explore the hobby a little bit more and not feel like we're just a bunch of
They all got new digital radio.
stingy people. If they're all on digital radio, that would explain it. But I don't know that that's the whole reason. That radio, your radio would be burning up. You wouldn't be able to get your call sign in edgewise if that were true. So yeah, it is just a way to reach out to them, let them know there's a friendly face, somebody that's or a voice that is welcome. Will welcome them and get them in a QSO where they don't feel all the heck. We have how many repeaters? I mean, they can certainly. I know 5.
I would love to learn what Jim knows about programming radio.
So anyway, with five active repeaters in analog or digital both. There's plenty of room to be able to talk in a friendly atmosphere without getting caught in a pileup and get you know, pushed aside or neglected when somebody decides to key up and jump in and control the conversation.
Got to learn programming radio to help do that. It's gone. I'm not scared of it.
Program.
Sure.
Very good program on the city radio out there. As long as you got the capability to do from your computer.
Jim's got-
Right, just shorten the learning curve, so you don't, you run out and you're all excited, you buy this new radio, and you go,
Can't make it work.
I don't understand the instructions. And I gotta go through 5 submenus, even if it was programmable on the face, I gotta go through 5 submenus just to set a PL time. Oh my God.
Cable program. That's
Well,
actually.
I love that, but I also want to, I want to be able to remember how to manage the program in case I have to.
You hit 60, you're not gonna remember it anyhow.
Yeah.
In those cases,
Had to break up again.
remember how to program.
I know, I can't, I have that.
I don't remember how to push the
How
button.
you try to get the saddle machine.
I'm like, how do I change it from low power to high power? Yes, sir.
So you don't use it, I don't know if we have to do this way, but I know on DMR, we have a code block for almost every other radio now for local. Northeast Florida area, the people in Central Florida, Tampa area, they have a code block for their area, South Florida, almost every group. That's part of the, I guess, homework administrative process is creating these code blocks. So if anybody out there does have a Google DMR radio or are you DMR user, let them know that if you want to get my email address, maybe not for my home. But we have code plugs out there where literally all they have to do is change their call sign, their radio ID, write it to their radio. They have everything.
That reminds me, I need to bring my XPR to your house, 6550, to get the latest, greatest code points. Yeah. Because I mean, it's a commercial, or I'm sorry, amateur adaptation of a commercial instrument, and there's very little digital support from Motorola for that purpose. That's, I mean, very little.
And the good thing is, in our county, in our area, we have HD coverage anywhere in the county, overlapping coverage in a lot of places. If you have a modern radio, with some rolling, so you don't have to switch over to your size.
Yes. Yeah, mine's
It's not
mine
perfect,
runs.
so it's-
Yeah, well, that's why we enjoy the hobby so much. It's always tweakable.
So it should, I guess my whole point is, don't let that be a barrier. I just speak for DMR.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, the digital mode that I know the most about is DMR.
Right.
So I just speak on that, and I'm sure there's code plugs for the star stuff or JZU, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, Daniel's been working on his MMDV and it'll do 3 modes, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I gotta get one of those.
On that front, then we got a question on the, or D-Star repeater. I know you can take your DMR and cross over to D-Star. Is there a way we can get our D-Star repeater where you can use it through a DMR radio on LTD?
You would have to connect it to a reflector that's on a DMR switch. Reflectors that are bridged over to different DMR groups. I don't know what those are off the top of my head, but you would go in and change the reflector, so you can party out next ARRL. Do that. Those are always full-time bridged over to DMR.
So you're saying we can change the reflector on RD or D-Star repeater?
On the fly, right?
An operator can talk to the repeater and command it to go the way you talk to it.
I know DMR works by it, no D-Star.
Then is the issue of the third term. Yeah, I was asked by Justin, but take.
Right.
It's also there's actually an group on both Fusion and EMR that from your 30 Charlie. come out of our-
So you just gotta make a code close for the DMR radio that tells
Yes.
our repeater, each our repeater to,
No, you're just telling you the, whatever your access to the environment, how the repeater is telling it, connect to that properly, which by the way, happens to be bridge.
30 Charlie, right?
okay, so you don't really have to tell it the information for our D-Star repeater, just 30 Charlie.
Yeah, 30 Charlie. This is
How's that?
Fusion handheld, I can be on Fusion and like 30 Charlie.
Right, dude. Curtis is, sorry, go ahead.
Our D-Star repeaters are transmitting all the time, somebody's on 30 Charlie, it's like DMR where it's silent.
So it's full time.
Okay,
So what happens is you can change it to another, reflector.
yeah.
If there's no activity, it's.
Right, 15.
We have the dashboard on the website, so you can always see what it's connected to, who's installing and all that.
Or you can disconnect.
Yeah.
And go back to 30 Charlie.
Right, and Curtis made the suggestion, and that's what prompted me to contact Ben about it, that we were getting almost no traffic on 37 Charlie. 30 was the more active reflector. So Ben went ahead and changed it over, and they have multi-week or multi
30 Charlie.
nets and everything. It's a lot busier, and so it's not just dead air on a repeater. You know, I'd rather have some traffic than absolutely no traffic, and then wait my turn to check in, which I can do with my 880. Then you start repeater or a radio, you just key up and it'll ID you through the repeater. And if they're not really drag chewing hard, they'll bring you into the group. Most of the guys are very friendly about that.
I would like to learn how to do, as I get to use in, or the code close is public, and passing around, ain't call sign, put the ID in it. That doesn't have that feature in it.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to learn how to do that, and say, you're commanding the local repeater, and here's how you can do it with the repeater on permission. But, yeah, amateur radio, that's what it's about, learning, time, experimenting. That's where we're at in digital. That's why everything's out there, because somebody's trying to say this works. People got interested and it's just growing. So the more we can interconnect stuff, the more activity we're gonna get on our repeater.
Oh, yeah, we, I know, yesterday was the first day of hurricane season, official day of hurricane season, I love it. We can, I think we can be a source of information for that too. Be a backup repeater for Aries or, anybody. We have, if I'm right, Ben, we have battery backup on every one of our repeaters now. Because I know I carried a battery up to the 315.
Yeah, 315 on battery back now.
76 is on battery, isn't it?
I don't know if 76, if they got what the status of the big generator installed there. They're getting a full building generator for that building.
Oh,
That was supposed to be completed, I believe, in the last year.
right.
Since I left that company, I've had minimal contact with
Right.
people there. So
So they're supposedly going to have 24-hour red box capability with that.
whole building is supposed to be an entire building. generator.
As long as they're not switching it on and off for testing purposes like they did at Baptist South.
I haven't, the Baptist South turned out to be a bad GFI. They replaced that.
That's all it was.
And it was wrong. That's why it was so hot.
So that's why we had to keep going down and reset it because of bad GFCI.
Okay. So, but next time you're down there, just try to look around and see a huge, it's gonna look like a small, something to cover that, not really gonna look like a small semi-trailer. So,
Well, they obviously they need it because of all the hospitals have to be on generator backup.
they have more money. So,
Yeah.
they look like stuff like that. Look for something that looks like a short semi-trailer almost. You'll see like a big diesel, steel diesel tank underneath it or something.
Is
Right.
it mounted higher than water?
I don't know. Again, I can put our repeaters, but very tall, so they won't get underwater.
Hey, a diesel engine will run underwater. They proved it. As long as it's got air, it'll run. The generator portion is the part you want above the highest water line. I don't see Baptist South flooding out the way, because there's no confluence of river and ocean the way there is downtown side.
I'll tell you something about that this time.
They're on pretty high ground. I thought.
They have their main line from the JEA that comes in one direction.
Right.
From one substation. They have another line from JEA that comes in from another direction for another substation.
Right.
They have a primary backup generator that comes along that floods. And they have an exact copy of that generator, it's a secondary backup generator.
That's why we love hospitals so
They
much.
quadruple it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do it right. They're not like the city.
Yeah,
Like,
while we're putting a battery on my computer there.
no, we gave up. I think we took we did install a battery backup, wasn't it, for the old C-Star repeater?
It was a channel 4.
Yeah.
But up there, we don't need it.
Didn't I give the club an APC
That is
750 or something?
currently on the orange part. I believe that's on the orange part receiver.
Oh,
The
okay.
orange part right there.
Fine. As
So
long
that's
as-
on that. That's another thing that's important too. So if you're gonna have 7.6 on battery backup, oh, have 7.6 on battery backup. Something to
That's a
consider
good
as
point.
we have results in the future. We have a battery for 6 meters. It's not installed yet. I need to get a relay kit for it. But it's a nice steel lesson flood acid batteries. What happens is, hospital and medical providers have these batteries aged by time. They don't do like tests on the battery, so it could be a perfectly good battery that has 1 cycles on it. They'll charge and discharge, and they say, no, battery's 2 years old, gotta get rid of it. We don't care if it's made to run for 5 years, and it's never been discharged, we don't care, gotta get rid of it, 2 years. And somehow or another, miller, which hopefully will still hang on to something for the time.
Right.
Get a hold of these things, these $300 plus batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Steel lead acid batteries, high-end hospital grade batteries, and get them out to us.
My understanding, I have a connection to somebody who services those. And if someone forgets to plug it in, and when they go to use it, they report it as being defective in the service tech. It's required under this rules to swap out the battery, even if you just put a new one in last week. They're very high standards with that. He has boxes, not here in this area, but occasionally I meet up with this stuff.
I'm sure everybody should get gas mics.
Yeah, especially at several $100s a pop for some of those batteries.
These were, I forget how many were there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we're talking
That's a
like,
figure class. This is the roll around with it.
Carry box. I can hook it into my base antenna, plug it into the wall, I've got a little charging system I've got mounted in, charging the AC tap.
right.
And check out. That's like perfect.
Let's take a look.
Plug it in the wall, put it in the battery, we look at the radio for perfect. Oh, I know that all we're talking is the box and everything.
Hey, that's a
And
great.
I was pricing batteries, they're about $60
Yeah.
to about 135.
Shipping's
So you're talking about for field up? You're talking about for field operations or bug out?
Bug out,
Okay.
field operation, emergency use.
Anything?
It's a 50 caliber plastic. Panel can.
Oh, yeah.
Silver strap put on.
Yeah.
Where I old antenna on it, or hook the coax cable to it.
And that's AGM or lead acid that you're looking for?
Either one, actually, I would prefer an AGM.
Yeah, because lithium's just a little too finicky for.
Yeah.
The light one. I did see something though in the QRZ that caused me to have to change my channel list this morning to D-Star. I don't know if anybody else saw it. I don't know if it was a change that I'm behind the curve on, but I had to modify my 7100 icon list. It's that they published in the Northern Florida, the Northern Florida Aries group, a newsletter published that they've got reflector 46 for D-Star, and A is statewide, B is North Florida Aries, and C is Mobile, Alabama, Skywarn, and National Weather Service. I wasn't aware of that, so I just put those channels in my list today. When I went to put it in, I found, I had 46C as the North Florida group, and now it's D. So there was a change from my previous notes on there. But I haven't been using that. I don't know if anybody else checks in, but it's ABC statewide, North Florida, and National Weather Service, Mobile, Alabama, Skywarn on 46.
46 which?
Reflector 46.
B, C, D.
A is statewide, B is North Florida Aries, and C is National Weather Service, Mobile, Skywarn. That's the ABC 46A. 46B.
Do we want to open it up to Victor to the financial thing?
Is he logged in? My phone died. Sure, go ahead. Can you bring in his audio to the floor?
Victor, are you able to present the financials?
You there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, so end of the month, end of May with $3,769. There were no expenses during the month. We did receive a payment from Amazon Smile, so income was $2,750, well, $2,758 for the month. So we're sitting right at $3,769.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that. I have it shared on the screen that we're recording. Correct. Thank you, Victor.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Thanks. Thanks for your time.
That brings up the final question that I had. We have the capability of recording our meetings, both the Zoom portion and the in-person portion, and archiving it for playback, and then posting it if we wish through either a YouTube link or directly through the website, right? And I wanted to ask if anyone had an objection to doing that. You're raising your hand just because you want to. Go ahead.
I'd actually like to start, for us to start posting there with some live stuff.
Sounds great.
I think that's the most commonly used platform right now, though I don't agree with a lot of politics.
Would
Yeah.
that make us all social media?
Do what?
Would that make me a social media?
Yes, it would.
If you want to,
If you post it, you want to blog to it, you can be a social media influencer.
That's true. That's the word.
You could be famous for being famous.
If we do that, then I'm all for it. Then I can take the links from that videos for like the meeting and put a section within our website. If like somebody wants to see Jim meeting, they just click on Jim meeting.
or you can just say, visit our YouTube channel or
And then you have to be searching for it. You have to be searching for it.
Unless you already subscribe, you're right.
our website, if you use the photo, the link to our channel,
For the whole thing.
Yeah, I
Your
sure.
full down or everything. The whole
Man,
website.
we can do that. I think
in order to keep the younger viewer management page, it's going to be another requirement.
that's our.
Yeah, I love the idea.
To our YouTube channel, but we also want might have just a link to just the meeting, on the meeting.
Well, you can do that when you get to the channel, you can have a folder, take all the videos on me.
I did for the spot still. Go on there, and just look everything up, and there it is.
Yeah, that's gonna tend to supplant the need for a squelch tail if we do that. That's just one less thing to have to produce in public. And they can just go straight to the video. And see
Spot
everything
stills on there, it's just historical value.
historical. You're right.
Link
Yeah,
to
because
there.
we've had a squelch tail ever since the group was formed. We just haven't been utilizing it.
Even if you just made the bridge version, just of the highlights of.
The new spot still is the YouTube channel.
And just tag everything back to that. So,
Come up with a
sounds
name
like
for the YouTube channel.
you gotta have a YouTube channel, a catchy name.
Well, the other, our keep it on same time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so we don't need like a catchy name or
Jack, name is spot still.
women in bikinis or anything like that.
Jack,
Billy's willing to wear a bikini to really draw attention. That seems to be the way to get attention to your YouTube page, is to post a provocative photo to get somebody to click on it, bait them into. Oh my God. Thank you for volunteering for that, Billy.
Every field day, you gotta say something, I pull up a 1,000 kilowatt amplifier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I shut down the whole grid. I shut down,
Yeah, I smoked an amplifier.
I shut down the whole, block, the whole grid for 10 blocks, yeah. My antenna's glowing, look. There's some really good footage of that, actually. Oh, wow. Yeah, I officially never, if my wife asked, I never was on.
Yeah, same here.
She finds footage of me on YouTube, that might be that will be the end of my climb. But anyway, so great. I love the idea of, Ben, I'll stay with you on that, so we can get between you and Daniel, so we can get that happen. Sounds
I'm
good
gonna
to
go
me.
ahead and launch the channel, and start posting. I have last month's meeting, and I think the one before,
Good.
archive, just go ahead and throw the meetings up there. And if we do things like field days or bridge climb or extended work, you know, you just do some like quick 5-minute, hey, we're live today, or something computer side. Check it out, the machine, there, it keeps people interested, especially when they get live.
And also it'd be a good way for our historical record.
Yeah.
The quick nothing in the next part group. Quick video posted, if you want to go back and look at something, there it is. And it's
Brilliant.
a good record.
Brilliant.
Instead of trying to find out who's gonna keep the pictures, who's gonna do this, it's posted on YouTube's server, so it's available whenever we need references. Not using any of our stores.
As long as we comply fully with the YouTube standards. We don't do anything subversive with videos or suggested. So I'm sorry, Billy, we may have to do the whole centerfold thing out of it. I'm sorry. They may put us in timeout if they see that. I don't know, that'd be pretty bad from some of the stuff that I see on this channel. Like, where did that come from? Oh my gosh. It's seemingly innocent, post, and then somebody hijacks it with the video, and you're like, ooh, stop. Delete, clean this thing up. Call the admins.
Good thing about YouTube. Not anybody can post it.
right. That is true.
Might be able to post something.
If
in
you turn off the
the
comments, you can have comments from you first. So you can read it, but they show up.
Editable contacts, right. Content is controllable, right? Well, the last thing you want is somebody in another country hijacking your YouTube page and turning it into something that's objectionable, and then you have to explain what happened.
One other quick.
Not gonna do it. Sir,
When we do, hopefully next time we'll go up to the 7-6 meeting and add the receiver at that site. We're also gonna be adding
the voice chip, right?
to the repeater so that we'll then,
We can then do announcements, right?
no,
No,
instead of being the CWID, it'll actually magically say our cost. That's all it does.
that's right. I have that. Chip, but we didn't get it. So thank you. Yeah, you did that. I appreciate that. We just didn't get it installed on our last visit. Cut the visit short.
Nice little feature. A lot of people don't know what force code is. What's that for? Something that doesn't keep us legal.
Barely, right, yeah. That's perfect. So field day on the 26th, look for notices throughout our media contacts. And definitely RSVP so that we'll, so one, they'll have an idea of who's coming, and they can do proper social, just whatever the current social distancing guidelines are, and whether or not you're gonna eat on Saturday. So they'll have sufficient food, otherwise pack your own. But the whole purpose of it, you're right, is field day is being able at any time, able to get on the air. And it's good practice. It's I'm firing up my generator this week to test it for my house, and I'm going to be looking for some of these batteries. My battery backup at the house as well for more than an hour. And that's all I have for the meeting. Do we have any other business or news from the group? Anyone still on Zoom that wants to jump in? That hasn't been recognized yet? Everyone's bailed out. All right.
I heard at the last meeting, if anybody's interested in doing any solar work, obviously not bringing out some solar panels. And you get your to